Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to jump right into the fifth business entity, which is S Corporations or S Corps. So far I've touched on sole proprietorships, limited partnerships, limited liability partnerships, and limited liability companies. Today I'm going to talk about some advantages and some disadvantages of S corporations. The first big advantage is limited liability. Obviously, an S corporation is a separate legal entity from yourself personally, so it has its own legal standing entity, so it reduces the liability to the shareholders. If the S corporation is sued, it is the S corporation that is responsible. Although individuals and shareholders can be named, that would be a separate issue. The second advantage of an S corporation is an unlimited life. So unlike some other legal entities for business purposes, an S corporation has an unlimited life. That's a big advantage. It never wears out. The third is that you have one layer of tax. An S corporation is a flow-through entity, so it's not a double taxation, much like a C corporation, which I'll get into later, but an S corporation has one layer of tax. So it's not taxed on earnings and distributions. The flow-through entities, so the taxes are on the individual shareholders. The fourth advantage is the self-employment tax can be reduced. This can be reduced because the shareholders take a salary. So the self-employment tax is on the salary of the shareholders rather than the corporate earnings of the S corporation, and you're able to manipulate it as a result. Those are the big advantages. There are some disadvantages and some cons. A few of the disadvantages are that you must file articles of incorporation of the state in which you're organizing the entity. It is subject to state regulations. The appreciated property is subject to taxes on distribution. So if you do hold real estate or something to that effect and you're distributing property within the S Corp, that is subject to taxes. Certain losses may be disallowed. What I mean by that is that S Corps are set up on a pro rata basis. So if there's two shareholders, it's 50-50. If there's three, it's 33.33% ownership. So each owner would take a third of the losses and a third of the gains, a third of the depreciation, etc. You can't have special allocations. That's kind of what I mean from a certain losses as well as no special allocations. There are restrictions on who can be an S Corp, and there are some restrictions on the shareholders of S Corps. S Corps are not allowed to have over 100 shareholders. So let's say, for example, you wanted to take a company public and you were raising capital and you ended up getting over the 100 shareholders threshold, you would convert therefore from an S Corp to a C Corp. So as it grows, it may be a disadvantage to be an S Corp. A few of the other cons are you could have some potentially reduced Social Security benefits. Again, this kind of relates to the advantage of a lower self-employment tax because the Social Security benefits are based on your income. So if you manipulate your income to reduce taxes, you're also reducing your Social Security benefits, which may be a con, may be a positive, depending on your point of view. There is additional cost for a tax return because in addition to your individual tax return, you're going to have to file a corporate tax return for the S Corp. You may have potentially state income tax at the corporate level, depending on where you are. In addition to that, you will have some payroll software costs. Next, there's unemployment taxes at the state and federal level. And last, it's a bit more nuanced than the previous business entities that I went through in the past. So, your time for completion of some of these issues may potentially be a disadvantage. So this certainly isn't an all-encompassing list, but it's high-level advantages and disadvantages of an S Corp. If you have or would like to compare that to some of my previous videos, please go back and take a look at those, and you'll be able to see some of the advantages and disadvantages of an S Corp versus, say, a sole proprietorship or an LLC or a limited liability partnership. Hopefully this has been, from a high-level perspective, helpful. If you want to dig in or have any questions, comments, please drop them below. I'm happy to help, as I am here looking to help people become financially free in various ways through real estate, and especially if you are a real estate broker or a realtor. So hopefully this has been helpful. Look forward to bringing you more information on a regular basis. And again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks.